Hello and welcome to stream. Thank you very much for joining me today. Sorry it's a little bit later than I normally start. I was working very hard to get a law bite done before this stream, and I also had to make the thumbnail real quick. It was just a bit of a clusterfuck, but I did it. I managed it. Welcome to the new Let's Talk. We have new topics to discuss today. A few of the major ones would be, I don't know, Pokemon Go, and what's going on with that, and also how it released in the United Kingdom today. We have a new layout, an even newer layout for Let's Talk. It's ridiculous. It's made by Toby on Ali Gnome. I hope you like it. You get a look at that in just a sec. We also have Necropolis to talk about, which just came out, which is a Dark Souls-y roguelike type game that has Magicka feels to it, that looks to be quite fun. And I'm going to show you some trailers, and we're going to talk about that game, see what you think about it. I'm quite excited about that game. And finally, the big one, the one that everyone's going to ask about all stream until I talk about it. It's Valve's gambling statement and Twitch banning gambling on Twitch. Pretty big deal, that. It's gonna be very interesting. But I hope you all settled in. I hope you got some nice snacks or a drink, and you're ready to just settle in and discuss some things with me. Have a nice chill talk. Here is the new layout made by Toby, or as you know him in chat, Gnarly Gnome. That's the wrong slide. It's this slide. Yeah. That was so good. So professionally done. And there you go. Doesn't that look nice? Doesn't that look slick, dude? Gnarly Gnome, you outdid yourself. And you made that like in like 30 minutes or some shit. You were like, hey, do you want a new layout? On last Let's Talk. And I was like, sure, okay. Sounds good. Boom. You had it done before like the stream had even ended. It's insane. It's so nice. We obviously have chat in the same spot, webcam in the same spot. We have the like links below me that look a little bit different now. We got Facebook on there now as well, which is great. We've repositioned a few things, and the overall visuals of it, to be honest, it just looks a lot nicer. Chat's a bit squished. It's so you can read it, basically. It's like quite zoomed in. The issue is, if I made it like not look a little bit squished, you wouldn't be able to read like half of the chat. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to fix that. But as we've seen with Let's Talk, the visuals, the layout, it has been improving and changing as we've done more and more. And this is the 5th episode, doing this 5 weeks in a row. So good, man. Can't believe it's been that long so quickly. But yeah, it's seen visual improvement every single time, and that's a really good feeling. And I hope that we can continue making it looking better and better as we go. It's a really enjoyable thing for me to do in terms of like a podcast story typey stream thing, and also I like the videos when I edit them as well. I've not seen that haircut, that's new. Alright, first topic of Let's Talk is apparently my haircut. It's quite simple, to be honest with you. It's hot, it's summer, and having long hair in summer sucks, and my hair was wildly long at this point, so I shaved it, and now it's how it is now, and it feels so much better. I got this really long facial hair going on right now that I need to like groom a little bit, but I quite like having longer facial hair when you've got shorter hair on top. Have you thought of uploading these on YouTube? Yeah, I think I did. I think I've considered it. I think I considered doing that. What the fuck, dude? Yes! Yes, I thought of it. I've been uploading them on my YouTube channel for a month. You've missed them, mate. They're like a edited version. They're like the best bits of the stream. It's a bit awkward, that. So, Pokemon Go. It is actually ridiculous how many people are playing this game and talking about this game and showing off this game and stuff all over the world. Now, you can kind of play it like everywhere, but you're not supposed to be able to play the game everywhere. It's meant to be like, for example, it's supposed to have come out in the UK as of today, but plenty of people are out there in the world who've been living in the UK, whatever, and have been playing it before that date. For example, one of them was Josh. He's been playing it a fair amount. It's not out actually in the UK, so if you want to buy it on like Google Play or iTunes, you couldn't do that before today. If you wanted to play the game before that, you have to like download an app. So there have been some people playing Pokemon Go in England despite it not being out yet, but the thing is, the amount of people that are going to be playing it when it's actually out as of today compared to the amount of people that are playing it while it's like not out and you can do like a non-legit way to play it is hugely different. It's all over Twitter, all over social media, like pictures and videos of people playing it. Casey Neistat actually made a little short video on New York City and its like relationship with Pokemon Go right now, and how, holy shit, dude, the amount of people in Central Park just playing Pokemon Go. So in case you don't know, as far as I'm aware as well, bear in mind I've not played the game yet. As far as I'm aware, the way that it works is you have to go to certain places to get certain Pokemon and certain items, and you have to physically walk there and go there. Like, you earn XP by walking, so you need to walk places, naturally, to do that. Which means there's a lot of people walking around right now with Pokemon Go just out in the world. Like, all these closet nerds and nerdy gamers like myself who stay indoors to game are all over the place. And, like, it's being reported everywhere on the news. To get, like, the best Pokemon, like legendary Pokemon or like, strong Pokemon or highly evolved Pokemon, you need to go to certain areas. Like, landmarks, for example. So the Santa Monica Pier in LA, somewhere I've been, that's like a not a world wonder, but a famous landmark in the world. That's a place where you can get certain special types of Pokemon. So there was a YouTuber called Strippin who tweeted at like, I don't know, 2 a.m. There's like thousands of people on the Santa Monica Pier right now, just like showing like a video or whatever of all these people just crammed together looking for Pokemon and going wild when like a Blastoise spawned or whatever. It's fucking crazy. But the fact that he said that and tweeted that was, you know, whatever, interesting, right? It's to see all those people. But a pro CS player called Sean Gares that I follow on Twitter also tweeted about 30 minutes later, oh my god, there's so many people here on the Santa Monica Pier at like 2 a.m. It's crazy. And it's weird to think that some guy that I'm following who's like just a YouTuber or whatever, and then there's this pro CS player, are both in the same area to play fucking Pokemon. Not to mention the thousands of people on the pier playing Pokemon and making friends and stuff. And like I was saying with the Casey Neistat video, like all over New York, there's tons of people, but Central Park is another one of these popular places to see a lot of Pokemon Go players, due to the fact that you get special Pokemon or whatever. It's a park, it's a landmark, it's a famous place in the world. So you're seeing a lot of Pokemon Go players like basically show up there. And he made a video just walking through the park, asking people who were on the phones if they were playing Pokemon Go. And I think it was like at least like 95% of the people he asked were playing Pokemon. And he was just sort of asking their opinions on the game and whether they think it's good, how they like it, why they like it so much, what's good about the game, etc. And you could just see all of this like passion just flooding out of these people, man. It was really cool to see. But what's super interesting that I really like is the fact that all these people are getting together to play Pokemon, right? Just in person, whatever. But it's a really social experience. For some reason, you have to go to these poker stops or whatever, and it means that people who are playing the game ultimately end up in the same place near each other and whatnot, and they interact with each other, and you're given the opportunity to speak to strangers that you otherwise you'd never interact with these people ever. So in this video, you could see a lot of people had made friends with people they just didn't know, and they were just getting along really well. And it's a nice thing to see. What's kind of funny is the people who have like played the game and I value their opinion actually say the game's not that good. Like, the game itself isn't that good. The reason it's so popular is not because the game's fucking awesome. The reason the game's popular is because it's this whole new experience. It's this thing that we've never really seen before. It's the first actually quote-unquote relevant good mobile game that is just spread across the world. And you're seeing it in all four corners of the world, essentially, in all the countries that have access to this type of thing. And, you know, like, to be fair, the game doesn't work when you're in a sparsely populated area. It's something we've not really properly seen before. And because it's this Pokemon game, ultimately it's going to be very popular because Pokemon is very popular, and you've got all of these like different types of people playing it. You've got the young kids who are actually playing Pokemon because it's relevant to them and whatnot. You've got the older generation that played Pokemon when they were kids, just like me. I played Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Gold and then never played another Pokemon since. And now I actually feel kind of excited and interested in playing Pokemon again, something that I otherwise never would have. It's just not for me. But I'm going to give it a try. It came out today. I'm going to download it later tonight maybe. And tomorrow, go on like a walk or something and go play Pokemon Go and see if I like it. I am excited. I'm genuinely excited to try it. Team are you on? I don't know. Apparently there's teams. So what is it? It's the legendary bird. So you got the fire one, the ice one, or water one, whatever, and the electric one. When I was a kid, I think my favorite was the electric one. I don't remember the names. I know the fire one's called Moltres, I think. Moltres? I'm not sure. I'm inclined to go with the blue one, but my kid self would probably go with either yellow or red, the fire or the lightning one. You should go blue, Ray should go red, and Fluke should go yellow. I wonder if Will would try the game. It does cost money, right? How much is the game? Does anyone know? It's free with microtransactions. Sweet. Okay. I'm down for that. But it'd be cool. Like if Will gave it a try, just for fun. Me and Josh, just with Will, went out into the world to go on a Pokemon-based adventure. Can you imagine? We should do that. We should record it. Get it for a rare drop video right there. There you go. I'll bring that up. Holy shit, that's totally going to happen, dude. That is 100% going to happen. Now, it's not all good. I'm sure a few of you have brought it up in chat that I've not seen. It isn't perfect. With this type of game that makes you go outside into the world, great. But it also means you have to go to specific spots. And let's say I'm a guy who wants to steal from people. Well, Pokemon Go is a godsend, isn't it? Like, you think about it. There's this kid or a guy or some person wandering around with their phone out like this, just like doing this, like staring at the phone, wandering around, banging into things because they're not looking where they're going, playing Pokemon Go. How easy would it be to just grab this phone out of my hands and run away while I'm holding it like this? Fucking super easy, dude. The fucking easiest, like, grab and run of any robber's life. There is so many people out there doing this right now. So there's been, like, a huge amount of reported muggings and robberies. And there's actually this system where you can set up a lure to have other Pokemon Go players show up to a specific spot. I don't know how it works, but that's the core of it. You make other players go to a certain spot, right? And if I was a crook wanting to steal from people, again, this is a fucking godsend. This is a gift. What you would do is very simple. You set up a lure in a spot where you want to sort of lure someone in to like a spot that's maybe out of the way or where it'll be easy to grab and run kind of thing. And it's actually happening. People are setting up lures to rob people. And though it's like not rampant, it is happening. And obviously news websites and shows are going crazy over something like that because that's what they do. But nonetheless, it is still happening even if it's a rare case. And that's crazy, dude. That's like actually happening. And it's common. That's why you play Pokemon Go in groups. Isn't that nuts, though? It like you actually feel like you're safer playing a game in groups. Like, you don't want to feel targeted. You don't want to be robbed while you're playing Pokemon Go. So it's safer to do it in a group. How nuts is that? That's a train of thought that people genuinely need to have. They need to move in a group so they can play Pokemon Go safely. That's nuts, dude. The Pokemon buddy system. That's crazy. The game is bringing people together better than anything in the past. Yeah, there's like really good positives to Pokemon Go, and then there are some negatives. Like, you've got the positives where it's like making people go outside and interact and make friends with people they otherwise never would have spoke to before. That's amazing. That's great. And then you've got the negative side where it's like people stealing from Pokemon Go players and the way that they're doing it. And there's actually been a story where someone fell off a fucking bridge while playing Pokemon Go because they were not looking where they were going. They fell off a fucking bridge. And I'm sure that'll happen a lot. I'm sure that's happened tons and it's not been reported as much as well. That's crazy as well. Another interesting thing to think about with Pokemon Go is that it doesn't work in a low populated area as much. Like, Pokemon spawn and show up in specific spots, and the algorithm or whatever for that is populated areas where there is a lot of data collection and data like going on. A lot of people using their phones. So if you're in an area that's less populated, Pokemon Go doesn't work as well for you. If you're in an area that's poorer and you don't have tons of people everywhere with smartphones, Pokemon Go is not going to work as well for you. That's also something to consider. And then there's articles like BuzzFeed, for example, that are fear-mongering. I'll explain that in a sec. BuzzFeed article that came out recently that was someone going on about how Pokemon Go is going to ruin the security of your phone because it needs to use your Google Mail or your email to use it. So if they were hacked, their servers get hacked, then people would have access to your emails, and how microtransactions are involved, so you got to put like your bank details in or whatever at some point. So if they got hacked, your bank details would be out there. But in reality, mobile games and any microtransaction game, in fact, will need these things. Any game where you make an account will need an email. Any game where there's microtransactions or you have to pay for anything will need you to give them money via bank transaction of some kind or PayPal. And it doesn't mean that they have your information like that, and it doesn't mean they're giving it out, and it doesn't mean that it could be stolen, that information. It's like there's mass hysteria with something so huge with this. It's wildly amazing. Like, getting all these people together, getting people out into the world, awesome. New type of game, awesome. Seeing advancement in gaming and technology, awesome. We're going to see the game become actually good in the future. Obviously, in its current state, it's not that good of a game. It's just because of the mechanics and how it works that it's so popular and so good. It's still great, though. Then you've got news people who don't know anything about gaming talking about it and making wrong assumptions and judgments, and then also bringing to light something that they didn't know about, and meaning more people learn about something like this. That's great as well. There's a good and bad side to that. The stupid BuzzFeed article causing panic in a way. You know, there's lots of sides to it. But at the end of the day, this is always going to happen when there's so many people involved in one thing. And when something is so popular, people are going to talk about it, and people are going to say dumb things and also do good things as well. So, I don't know. It's quite a big topic. It's exciting to think about. I'm going to definitely be giving it a try tomorrow. And you might see a video or something on it at some point. But it's a fun topic and it's a fun thing to discuss. But all these people talking about, like, what team are you on and shit. I haven't played the game yet. Fuck if I know, man. I don't know what I'm going to pick. I really don't. Like, the one that most appealed to me as a kid was the electric one. But no one goes the yellow guys, apparently. So would that affect my gameplay? As I was mentioning, some people are, like, playing the game and not looking where they're going and have, like, hurt themselves. And then there's people who are playing it on while they're driving. Like, it's not the same as, I don't know, drunk driving, but it's certainly not a good thing to do. It's certainly not a smart thing to do. It's hilariously dangerous to be on your phone while driving, but to be playing a fucking game, you are going to kill yourself or someone else. I was riding shotgun in a car, so I had to catch Pokemon for me and the driver. Haha, that's amazing. Holy shit, your friend was driving you somewhere, and you wanted to play Pokemon Go, but because they were driving, they couldn't play and they made you play for them. Quality. So I was at work and a lady comes in. When she sees me, she smiles and asks if I'd seen any Pokemon. I laughed and said yes, and she said that she started watching the show again since she hadn't watched it in years. But now she's watching with her kids, and just the other day, her little girl threw one of her plushies and said, "Go, I choose you." Proud moment. That's fucking adorable. That is amazing. God, it's crazy that, like, people are mothers. The people who played Pokemon in the 90s are now mothers and parents. Like, these people are, like, around my age level, between 20 and 30. God, thinking about, like, me being a dad, that's a scary thought. No, thank you. I may never have a kid. I don't know whether I want one, to be honest. Luckily, only the original 150 are in the game. That's what intrigued me the most. You know, I thought it was interesting, but I wasn't massively interested because there's just too much. There's too many Pokemon, and it's ridiculous these days. But it's the original 150, so it's like perfect for us old people who... say us old people, I'm 23. The people who played Pokemon originally. Hey, what's up, Dad? Yeah, I'm your guys' dad. I don't need a real child. They're planning on releasing all the Pokemon at some point. That makes sense, you know? It makes complete sense. But also, when I play the game and learn the game, I want to be doing it with the original 150, not with a bunch. Who knows if I'll be playing it after that. So, Necropolis. What is Necropolis? Someone's already asking about it in chat. What it is, right, is a simple and fun Dark Souls-y type of combat game where you play through the game, exploring and enjoying it, right? That's the idea, that's the premise behind it. And while you fight in this like satisfying combat system, whatever, you can actually play it with friends. That's the sort of main appeal to it. So it's like Dark Souls with friends, like summoning and stuff. But the thing is, the catch is that you can actually hurt your friends when you attack, so you can team kill accidentally and on purpose, right? In a Dark Souls-y type of combat system. And it actually seems like a Dark Souls-y roguelike type game combined with that fun of magicka. Now, I'm not saying the humor is going to be the same, and you're not casting spells and stuff like that. You've got like satisfying good melee combat with a bunch of your friends. But what I mean when I say magicka is like the team killing aspect, the helping your ally or accidentally fucking them up, and having duels and stuff like that whenever you feel like it while playing through the game. I'm actually kind of excited about that premise. It seems like something very fun to play with a friend or two, or free. It's up to 4 people in one like game, I guess. But I don't know if you guys have actually seen anything like it or anything on this game. There's another game that we'll be talking about probably in the next Let's Talk called Absolver that's kind of similar, but probably better combat. But Necropolis, I'm excited about. How many of you have actually know about Necropolis? How many of you are aware of the game? Let's watch a couple trailers. We're going to watch the trailer for the game, and we're going to watch the gameplay trailer as well. Here we go. Necropolis. Look at the amount of enemies you gotta kill, dude. So just like Dark Souls, it's really easy to die. So it's a very hard game. But then you can play with friends, so it makes it easier. And harder because you can kill each other. It honestly super simple, isn't it? It just looks super It just looks super simple. Like the art style's really nice, the armor and the weapons look really nice, the combat looks like simple but enjoyable. It just looks nice, and I think it's like £23 or something like that on Steam, so it's like a full price game. I would prefer if it was like £15. That would be like, I'd buy it instantly. I'm probably going to still buy it though. But from that, do you actually think it looks like kind of an interesting game? I mean, how many of you like played Dark Souls yourselves rather than just watched me play it? Would it be something you think you'd try with your friends kind of thing? Personally, I'm very excited about it, but I think I might actually do something with it on YouTube, like some sort of series. I mean, think about it. My challenge series is getting towards the end now, and it's time for me to do something new. We've only got a few more episodes left of that, maybe like 5 or 6. I think it could be a really nice follow-up to Dark Souls, a bit of Necropolis, and I can start my Dark Souls lore bites going as well. Could be something good. It's also a roguelike, so it has randomized levels. Oh, cool. So it's different every time. Cool. All right, well, seems like people like the look of the game from the trailer, but the point of the trailer is to make it look good. Now let's watch the gameplay trailer to see how it actually functions. love the music in these trailers. It's got a really nice style to it. You are definitely the chosen one. That's some Dark Souls 1 shit right there. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh. It actually looks really good, man. Nice job, douchebag. Yeah, I had a look into it a little bit, right? I had a look into it a little bit before stream, but now I've actually watched the trailers. I'm really excited about that. I am definitely going to play the game, and there's a very good chance that you might see some videos on it. And yeah, it looks like people are sort of growing to it. Very cool. It actually has some very funny dialogue. Oh, cool. I thought it was like a silent game. All right, well, cool. People seem to like Necropolis. Let me know your thoughts on YouTube, guys. Definitely excited about the game. How do you feel about No Man's Sky? You going to play it? No Man's Sky is going to be the follow-up to Subnautica for me on my YouTube channel. I am very excited about No Man's Sky. I'm going to take it very seriously. I'm going to do what I hope to be some of my best videos. I'm going to be trying completely new things in terms of editing, as I always do with new series. And I want to improve as a content creator with that game. I'm very excited for No Man's Sky. I hope you guys are too. You may have noticed the topic, like, title or whatever there. And it's about Valve's gambling statement and how Twitch has also made a statement about gambling and actually set up a new rule. It's quite a big thing. And I'll try and keep the explanation as simple as possible. Basically, Valve released a statement like yesterday or whatever that was super low commitment type of statement. They basically, what they said is they said gambling isn't something they enjoy or like. They said that they haven't put any real world value on any of the items in game, their skins or whatever, and they don't like that people are doing that. They also said that they have no affiliation and no relationship of any kind with the websites that are doing these gambling, and they see no revenue, they see no payment for whatever these gambling websites are pulling in. And basically, they're against it, is what they said. But they said it in a really non-committal way. And they said that they're going to take measures to deal with these websites. They specifically said that they're going to message them and ask them to stop. And if they say no, then they're going to pursue it more, basically. So whether that means they're going to sue these websites, who knows? But I'll tell you this. No gambling website will win against Valve. Valve will win the court case because they have rights to their own shit. And there's no way any fucking gambling website's going to win in a court case against Valve over something like this. There's just no chance. So I'm assuming that's what they meant by that. That they're going to basically sue people who say, no, we're not going to stop doing these gambling websites. Basically, it means Valve has said they don't like gambling. They don't like having real world value on items in the world from their games. And they don't like that people are using their in-game stuff to bet and gamble, especially when it's underage. And they're going to sort of walk forward and try and stop people from doing these gambling websites. That's as far as that goes. And though what they're doing isn't going to affect us too much, like on face value, it actually is. It's like a ripple in the water. The water's perfectly calm and clear, and then one drop, Valve's statement, and it sends a ripple through the water, and then there are consequences to that. And we've already seen a massive consequence with Twitch's opening statement about this. And Twitch's statement was, and I'm paraphrasing here, Valve are against gambling. And so we are no longer going to allow people to stream themselves gambling via Valve's games. So, obviously, main one, Csgo Gambling, you can no longer stream that on Twitch. Otherwise, they will ban you or basically, ask you to stop. You'll be contacted by Twitch and you won't be able to do it anymore. You will see repercussions. And that's huge because there's a lot of big streamers out there that do gambling on their streams regularly. It's part of their show, as it were. And a lot of them, here's one of them, Summit, have just had to say, okay, no more gambling, whatever, let's move forward. And that's fine for people like him who do it sometimes, right? And then you have people like a guy called Phantom Lord, who, I swear, I've never really seen him play the game. I've gone to his stream about 100 times and I've never once seen him playing the game. He is a guy who bets, opens cases, gambles, and stuff like that. He does that pretty much on every stream for the whole stream. I have no idea what that guy's going to do because he has no gambling to do anymore and it's like his main thing. Didn't he move to Vegas just so it was safe for him to gamble and stuff? God, he fucking moved his whole life to do that and then now he can't do that anymore. This must be devastating for someone like that. So there's obviously massive repercussions there for a streamer like him and the streamers who do gamble regularly or whatever. But whatever, we move forward, we deal with it like that. And I'm sure this Phantom Lord guy is hugely popular and will survive and thrive and be a fine streamer, not gambling all the time. The poor guy is just going to have to learn to play video games on Twitch or something, I guess. Yeah. Too bad. Find something else to do rather than illegally gambling or die trying to gamble. Yeah, it's not something you can't do on Twitch anyway. Super interesting though. Phantom Lord used to play League of Legends a lot back then and then he changed to gambling stuff and I really don't like that now. Yeah, I don't know why you would watch anyone do that personally, but people obviously did. A lot of people did. But maybe he'll go back to League. Maybe he'll actually start playing games. I don't know. Who knows? But it's something interesting to think about. CSGO is a very popular game and very successful. And it was dying. And it began to die. I don't know how long it was into the life cycle of the game, but guessing around 6 months to a year, players stopped playing and the player base was getting smaller. Oh my god, new CS game. I loved CS when I was younger. Play CSGO, enjoy CSGO, get bored of CSGO, leave the game. That was kind of what was happening. And then they released the first case, and they released skins in game, and you could trade these skins with other players, and eventually they've become more popular. And ultimately the reason CSGO is still so successful and so popular is because skins are in the game. For some reason it brought new life to the game and it made the game more popular than it ever been. It's crazy, but that's true. And then these skins had real world value as well, actually worth real life money. That's crazy as well. And so that brought more people in because they wanted to be involved with that. There are actually a lot of people who don't fucking play CS, but have tons of items and betting and trading with it to make money and just enjoy doing that. They don't even play the fucking game. And these people are now absolutely fucked by this change by Valve. And this is both a great and terrible thing for the game. Good, because it's going to clean up all that shitty, scummy gambling and betting and shit and underage stuff going on there. That's all going to be gone in the near future. But skins breathed life into CSGO. They made it popular. And if you didn't know, the pro scene, the esports scene for CSGO, has actually seen a viewer drop off after the last major. They're seeing less viewers than they used to. It's no longer growing, it's dropping. And that was before this whole skin and gambling thing was stopped. And now that it's stopping, I wonder what's going to happen to CSGO. I can only imagine all the people who are dedicated to betting, gambling, and all that, and so invested with trading and skins, will leave the game, or at least not play it anywhere near as much. And so you will 100% see a player drop-off, as they're already seeing lower viewer interest. It's probably going to compound into quite the blow for CS esports scene, and I wonder how big of a drop-off is actually going to be. Now, skins are still going to be in the game, and you're still going to be able to trade them, but they're not going to be worth real money is the idea. So if you have a valuable skin and you want to get cash for it, I tell you what, you should fucking cash out now while you still can, because it's about to go. And I'm sure there'll still be plenty of people doing trading for skins and items and stuff, but the point is, they're not going to be worth anywhere near as much real world currency, if any at all. And these tradings, sure, you'll be able to trade, like, I don't know, one Dragon Lore for fucking tons of other skins, but you're not going to be able to trade a Dragon Lore for real world money. That's the difference. So I don't know what's going to happen to CSGO in the future, but what I will say now, I think CSGO is going to lose a lot of players after this, and it's going to be a good thing for the game because, again, it's going to get rid of all this scummy nature and gambling and all that shit, but it is going to lower the amount of people who play the game. And because CSGO would have failed as a game, sure, it would have had, a lot of people playing it and people enjoying CS, but nowhere near as much as the success it's in now without skins and betting and gambling and real-world money for these items. When they remove that, it might be a terrible thing for CS at the same time. It all depends if OP Skins gets taken down. That's true. The most reliable website for trading your items into real-world currency was OP Skins. And if OP Skins gets taken down, like, it's just not worth real-world money. If OP Skins survives, then CS will probably be fine, especially with all these people doing trading and stuff. It'll still be okay. Sure, you'll still see a drop-off from the people who wanted to gamble but can't anymore, but it wouldn't be that bad. But if they killed OP Skins, it would be very bad, I think. So this is something that Valve have to really consider, and I think this is why their statement was so low commitment and they barely said anything. They said they're just going to go after the gambling websites and they didn't say any specifics, really. So who knows whether they're going to go after OP Skins, but Jesus Christ, guys. I am excited and scared to see what's going to happen to CS. I'm fucked if it gets taken down because I must have spent about $400 on CSGO skins. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have spent a lot of money as well, and I am considering cashing out on my Tiger Tooth Karambit. But also, I might just enjoy the game, and I might just enjoy having the skins and not worry about it. But it's something to consider. And if you've got, like, a lot involved in, like, I don't know, CSGO Lounge and trading in that, you're going to be devastated by this. And also, if you have a lot of items that you were, like, saving up to, I don't know, trade for something or have for real world money, you need to cash out now. Bottom line is, learn to play poker or go to a casino. Exactly. If it's legal to gamble where you are, go gamble normally, like you normally would, instead of not through skins. Because ultimately, this skin gambling meant that young kids could gamble in a form, and it's not a good thing. God, it's such a big topic though. Like, again, what I'm most interested by is the streamers that are going to be affected. Like, Twitch, seeing Valve make this very simple statement that wasn't that committed or anything, caused them to say, okay, well, we're banning any form of Valve gambling on the website. That's huge. That's such a big thing for them to do. OP Skins isn't technically betting, though, is it? It's selling and trading and not betting. Yeah, but did you miss the part where I said that Valve said they don't like that items in their games are worth real-world currency? They're fine with it being worth Steam currency, but not like actual physical cash, because it causes problems for them, and it's money that they don't see as well. So it's probably in their interest to get rid of OP Skins. But also, at the same time, it will probably damage their game and the popularity of their game hugely as well, which would also lose them money. So it's something they really have to think about. If Team Ant and Syndicate said it up front, Valve still would have released this statement. Maybe, eventually, but probably nowhere near as quick. They aren't allowing CSGO bots to exist. That's true. Many websites could still exist and still function without the use of bots. They'd have to do it by, like, a real person doing all the trading themselves. and they probably have to like hire like people to do it for them, pay people to do that for them, but it's possible. And if they're really raking it in and they're able to afford that, then I'm sure many will do that. But the question is, will it be illegal? If it's still legal but you can't use bots, then they will still exist in a sort of worse form, but it'll be something people who really want to do betting and trading will have to deal with. There's a lot to think about, and there's not really any way to imagine which way it's going to go. You just have to wait and see. But I'll be keeping my eye on it, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it. I'm considering making like an actual properly thought out video about the whole Steam banning it and talking about Phantom Lord and stuff with a bit of research involved. I think it's interesting, and obviously I used to do CS news and stuff like that. It'd be cool to do another one. Something that I like to do. Alright, are you ready to hit level 98? Leaving us with just 2 more levels before level 100. And the best zone in the game, Nagrand. It's gonna be good. There it is, ding! Empowered Immolate. Your Immolate deals 100% additional damage when it initially strikes target. Oh, that's pretty good. Fucking level 98. 2 more levels to go. God, this zone's so pretty, dude. I love it. The entrance to it's just so nice. And seeing all of those Warsong riders just ride down the road, suddenly coming at you. It was scary and cool. Warlords of Draenor was a pretty bad expansion overall, but the leveling was the best it's ever been. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for watching today's Let's Talk. I do hope you enjoyed it. These topics were very interesting this week. I really liked them. And there was a nice back and forth. And I was shocked to see how involved everyone was with the Pokemon Go topic. Everyone was really open about that. That was awesome. But I'm really looking forward to next week. We already have a few topics to sort of talk about and think about for the next one. And yeah, guys on YouTube, let me know in the comments what you thought about the discussions and your own opinions on the topics and whatnot. I look forward to it. Have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.